Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the flower section of our online course where I'm actually going to go into what the flowers are telling us messages wise and what the fairies associated with them are here to teach. And I'm starting out with alum, which is the beautiful, beautiful flower you see in front of us. And they're here to teach us about symmetry. And you can see by their shape, it's so precisely organized. And the color in this case, a beautiful lavender and whitish hue, also aligning us with the upper chakras. So these are beautiful messages set forth from this particular flower. This is one of my all-time favorite flowers, and this is wisteria. And you can see its beautiful cascading vine-like quality to it. And wisteria is very magical. The fairies associated with it teach us of romance and abundance and just flowing, allowing your light to flow forth. And in this particular case, because it is white, it is associated with purity and spirit as well. So wonderful lessons from the wisteria. Here's another one of my favorite flowers, the beautiful rose. And we're in late May right now, so not a lot of roses are in bloom, but this one is just getting ready to really open up. And its colors are the pink and white associated with the heart chakra. Now, of course, everyone knows that roses are associated with love, and this is correct. It is a message that these fairies teach. But this one, because of its white-pink color, is very associated with romance. And so here are the lessons from this beautiful pink rose. I'm not sure you can see the true color of this rose. It is the palest yellow color. And it is telling me it is about innocence and trust. So the fairy associated with this particular rose reminds us to always honor our inner child and to always put forth that innocence of heart and purity. These are the white iceberg kind of roses. And they are teaching us about spirituality, also about love, but really about our connection to spirit and to the divine. Here we have a sea of dianthus, and if you look just at the construction of this particular flower, this is what we want me to show you, almost as if it has been cut by scissors, and it's a piece of paper. So they are about arrangement, precision, and construction. And they want to teach us that we are wonderfully and beautifully created and constructed ourselves. And this is something to always remember, that sometimes we don't feel as if we are good enough, but we are. We are perfectly made, just like the dianthus. And this is a beautiful pink color that is very, very, very reminiscent, heading toward the soul star chakra, which is a magenta pink. Not quite that color, but very close to it. So lots of beautiful messages here from the dianthus fairies. Here we have a beautiful poppy. And poppies are very, very connected to the fairy realm. In fact, if you're working with the essential essence or oil of the poppy, it will help you actually see into different aspects of the fairy realms. So they want us to remember this special gift from the poppy, but also its color, which is orange and associated with our new chakra, which is the navel chakra, and that's our connectedness to all. And they also want me to pause here and mention Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. The fairies are being very amusing right now, and how the Wicked Witch enchants the poppy so that Dorothy will fall asleep. This is once again the anointing of the eyes with the poppy essence. In this case, it would not be sleep, but actually transporting you into vision with the fairy realm. So more lessons with the poppy fairies. This is the golden star, and the moment I started to walk by it, it said to stop. These are the fairies from this particular flower. It is a guiding flower, so if you meditate on it and its golden hue, it's actually guiding you forward into your next step. So they were saying, like the star guides the traveler forward, this particular flower is here to guide us and assist us. So very magical properties from the golden star flower. The fairies have drawn me to this gorgeous rhododendron. It is so tall and abundant. And what immediately was called out to me, what they announced themselves as, is the monarch of the gardens, of the forest. And you can see why there is such majesty in this flower and this fairy. And it even has a purplish hue to it, which is associated with royalty. So they are about teaching us to hold our head high, to walk as a king or a queen. And that is the message of this beautiful flower and fairy. Here is a lovely white rhododendron. And once again, still about majesty, but there is a far more ethereal essence to this particular fairy. Look at the butterfly that just landed on it. The butterfly is associated as a guide with the fairy realm. But this one has a great deal of purity and innocence to it. Next we have peonies, and they are telling me, the fairies are mentioning that they are here to guide us on scent and color. And as you can see, this just most magical color here associated with these peonies. These are like the deepest pink that you can possibly get, bordering on red, and just so glorious. And I'm sure you're aware that their scent is so heavenly, it draws many kinds of insects, especially ants, to it. And so they're wanting us, the fairies, to incorporate color and scent to attract. It can be to attract a significant other, or actually to attract in business, in what you're supposed to do with a life purpose. All of this can be ordered together, and we learn this from the peony and the peony fairy. I just want to pause here with the beautiful miniature roses, and they are tiny but precious, and the fairies are so enthusiastic they were crying out to be shown. So you have the essence of love here, but also enthusiasm. The joy of pansies drew me to this planting, and you can see their beautiful little smiling faces here. Flower fairies, as I mentioned in our other videos, are all about joy, and this plant in particular is about appreciating and reaching a blissful state in your life. So it is all about that 0 point where you're just in the moment, you're not worrying about tomorrow or in the past. You are focused here. And you have a combination of colors here. You have everything from purple to yellow and a very deep red. And so it is truly incorporating several different chakra colors with this configuration. So these lovely, lovely pansies are teaching us to bliss out and enjoy our lives. Say hello to the indigo plant. This is a gorgeous flower about communication. You can see the bees that are swarming around it right now. So the bees incorporating this gorgeous, gorgeous plant and communicating with it. The blue color not only links it to your throat chakra, but to Archangel Michael as well. So indigo and communication. Being drawn now to honeysuckle, and this is a very magical plant. In fact, the flowers, look, they span all the way up into that tree. So magical. And the fairies associated will teach you all about the glamour. In other words, drawing upon the magic of this flower to make yourself appear beautiful, even if you're sick as a dog, they're saying. So this is once again working with the property of the flower and the flower fairies and drawing its essence into you. It can be by anointing yourself with honeysuckle oil, but they very much are connected to the fairy realms and opening up perception, making yourself irresistible to someone you're trying to attract. And they have that heavenly scent. And just a reminder, the flower fairies want me to mention that if you're out walking and the most heavenly scent, meets you, it is a flower fairy reaching out to communicate with you. And the birds are agreeing with me right now. So thank you to the beautiful honeysuckle and the magic and majesty of this wonderful flower and its fairies. We're now going to talk about the magic of the buttercup, and you can see there are several of them around me right here. The flower fairies associated with the buttercup are so kind and compassionate to humans. They help you to realize what makes you special, your own special essence, about your being, about your life purpose. And they love children, so helping a child connect with this particular fairy of the buttercup is a wonderful thing. You can check out my children's picture book, Secrets of the Flower Fairies, and it talks all about this special bond and connection. So the wonderful buttercup helps us remember our special qualities, and thank you to the buttercup fairies for that. I'm drawn here. This is one of my father's former rose bushes. It's a climbing Don Juan rose, and the color associated with this rose and the fairies associated with it are about pure passion. So I wanted to stop and show you because it just blossomed as I was out shooting this video. And I've come back to our beautiful German irises, and irises are connected to the colors of the rainbow. This is what the flower and the flower fairy teaches. And in this case, it is the deepest purple black. And this connects with Avalon. Of course, I work so much with Avalon. It is a fairy realm. And the roses in Avalon are of this hue. It's so deep a purple that it's almost black. And these fairies also help to connect you with the higher realms of your chakra system. So we're talking about the fifth dimensional chakra area. Now, if you look out, you can also see that there are cascading yellow geraniums all along here, going up this garden wall. And these speak to us, and the fairies associated with them, of abundance and profusion. And so if you have thoughts that you want to bring forth, that you are having a hard time, focusing on them, then focus on the geranium, especially the yellow one, because they're going to help you with that abundance and profusion. Their color, also yellow, is connected to the solar plexus and to the sun. So it will help you with self-esteem if you ground and work with this fairy. And they're wanting me to just show you, we have some other irises over here. They're very bright purple as well. So just beautiful, beautiful. And we say thank you to the German irises and the yellow geraniums. I'm going to complete our video now, this part of the series, with the clover fairies. And they are very tiny and very, very much, some people would even consider them a weed, but they are so magical. If you anoint your eyes with water that has been infused with clover, you can actually see into the fairy realm. So these fairies help us in visualization, opening that third eye and that connection. So thank you so much for being a part of this Flower Fairies video, learning their properties. And I look forward to seeing you in the next segment. Fairy blessings, one and all.